nerds, welcome to the Pretty Brown and Nerdy channel. I'm Jasmine here with a review of the Netflix anime show Cannon Busters. Cannon Busters follows an unlikely trio. There's Philly the Kid, an immortal outlaw, Sam, an aggressively upbeat friendship droid, and Casey Turnbuckle, a maintenance droid. Traveling in Philly the Kid's shape-shifting Cadillac, the trio embark in search of Sam's best friend, the missing prince of a besieged kingdom. Now, first off, I want to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson on the development of Cannon Busters and what it took to get to this point for it to become a show on Netflix, because it's been a long journey. The creator of the show is Brooklyn native LaShawn Thomas, and if you're not familiar with LaShawn Thomas's work, he is a TV animator, producer, director, comic book arts, you name it. This man is a jack of all trades when it comes to the arts. You might not be familiar with his name, but you probably have seen a lot of his works and haven't even really realized it. He was on the Black Dynamite animated series on Adult Swim. He worked on Aaron McGruder's Boondocks. He was even on Legend of Korra when he worked at Studio Mir in South Korea. And he's also a part of a show called Children of Ether, which is an anime on Crunchyroll. So he's got a lot of works under his belt, and he's a pretty talented dude. I honestly had no idea that Cannon Busters originated as a comic book. I was not too familiar with the material and anything about it, honestly, until the Netflix show. The comic actually was developed and released back in 2005. It had about 2 issues before it was eventually put on hold due to scheduling conflicts and not really having a lot of time to focus on the comic. There were plans for it to come out as a graphic novel, but that eventually got put on hold before being canceled altogether to be replaced with a possible animated series to come out. So this has had quite a long journey. In 2014, a Kickstarter was started to fund production for the anime, and it was announced that it would actually become a show on Netflix in 2017. So after many delays, it's been a long road to get to this point of its release in 2019. So honestly, big ups to LaShawn and his team for their determination and their focus to really get this anime out there to the public. And it being a Netflix show is also an achievement within itself, and it's getting a lot of attention because this show has been highly anticipated by a lot of people. When I saw the trailer, I was honestly really impressed by it. I'm also excited for the show because of how diverse it is, and we can see anime characters on screen that look like us and represent us and are brown, and that's something to be very proud of. So I was honestly very hyped for this show, and I've since watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm really honestly liking this so far. I'm really liking everything I'm seeing. The opening and ending theme are really catchy, and it's got a mostly black cast for the English version of the anime. I'm really liking all the elements that I'm seeing in this, because you can really tell that this anime takes a lot of influence from a lot of other works that have come in the past that you can see influence the style and the art with the team and LaShawn, who is working on this. LaShawn has a heavy, notable track record because he's worked with numerous animation companies in Korea, being Studio Mir, and in Japan. So he's got a lot of experience under his belt, and you can tell that this is very much reminiscent of 90s anime. That is the kind of feel that I get when I watch this show. Honestly, when I first watched it, you can tell the logo is heavily inspired by Outlaw Star. It draws reference to anime shows, for example, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, with the Western theme that I'm getting from watching the show. It has a lot of vibes, and a lot of the environments and landscapes within the anime represent that whole Western outlaw anime look from that we saw a lot in Trigun, and especially the fact that Philly the Kid is wanted and there's a bounty on his head. Let's go ahead and get into the characters. So Philly the Kid is one of the main protagonists of the show. He is a cursed immortal, so we don't know so far how this curse was placed upon him. I haven't gotten through all the episodes yet, so I'm just giving a brief quick review for the sake of avoiding spoilers and spoiling you guys. So yeah, he's cursed. We don't know exactly where that originates from, and every time Philly the Kid dies, there are numbers that appear on his skin, numbered tattoos, and basically each number represents that specific number of times that he has died. So at the start of the series, we know that he has died about a total of 22 times. That's a lot of times. Philly is like a perfect blend of Mugen and Spike Spiegel in his personality. Dude is cocky, he don't give a F about nothing. He's just doing his own thing and don't want nobody to bother him, and he want to be driving around in his old school Cadillac. Sam is a robot, but a very special robot in that as she hails from the kingdom within the anime. She's searching for the prince who happens to be her closest friend. She's a friendship companion robot, but there's something that is also very special about Sam. She is what you would call a cannon buster, hence the title of the show. So not only is she a friendship companion robot, but she's also a very powerful robot. So hopefully within the progression of the show, we will get to see a little bit more about Sam's origins and where she comes from. She also has a little friend of her own that she meets along the way, a little mechanic robot named Casey. And Casey becomes very fascinated with Philly the Kid's Cadillac because that car can do a lot of special things. This is where I see, I love how the show also not only draws from the Western aspects from Trigun and from Cowboy Bebop and animes and with themes like that, but also there's mechs in this anime, which is really cool. So Philly the Kid has a special car by the name of Bessie, and I like this theme because Bessie also has kind of like a console that is arcade themed, and so when you put coins in it, Bessie turns into a mech. And you know your girl is all about mech. I got Gurren Lagann vibes from the style of these mechs. They look so cool, and I think it's really awesome how they've incorporated a concept to where you're putting essentially arcade quarters into this little arcade slot in the car, and then it turns into a mech. Bessie is badass. The fight scenes and the animation when they do have fight scenes in the mech battles is very well done, very fluid. I'm loving how these characters mesh together in such a comedic way. And it really is nice to see Black Kings in this anime. The way we are being portrayed in the show normalizes us, and it brings out that diversity, because I feel like people watching overseas can really start to familiarize themselves with people who look like us. And this is gonna be great. I can't wait to see all the cosplays, everybody cosplaying the characters. This show, I'm highly impressed by it. It was well worth the wait. And LaShawn, congratulations to you and your team. I'm really excited to just buckle down and watch this show in its entirety and find out the mystery between like this kingdom and what the elements of magic that have been incorporated to this and how this comes into play, because magic in this world has since become extinct, or it's died, but there is a group that is being set up to be the enemy force within the show that are wielders of the old dark magic, and we'll see how that comes into play and how they're battling against these kingdoms. There are some big reveals later in future episodes. Before the sake of spoilers, I will not get into that, but honestly guys, if you are not watching Cannon Busters, definitely watch it. It's got everything. It's got diversity, it's got amazing characters, funny characters, all of them have great chemistry with each other. It's like a campy vibe of this team that has somehow come together and will be the heroes of the show. I can't wait to find out more about it, and I will probably do an end of the series review once I've gotten to watch all of it and really break it down and do a slightly spoiler end of the series review after this. But I want to know you guys' thoughts so far. Are you going to watch Cannon Busters? What do you think about it? Leave your comments below, and as always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All our links will be in the description below, and I will see you guys on the next video.